Hey West Point Church, as you know, we have just finished up a preaching series titled Life in the Spirit. And what we've done is we've partnered with our friends at Solid Ground Church in Middleburg, and we've looked particularly at the work of the Holy Spirit in our lives. How does the Holy Spirit indwell a believer? What does that look like? What does that experience entail? And how does the Spirit help us in our day-to-day stuff of life? How do we submit to the Holy Spirit and walk in the Spirit? And then we've ended off last Sunday with a message titled The Fruit of the Spirit, taken from Galatians 5, verse 22 to 23. And that passage reads, "But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control." These fruits are basically describing for us the character of Jesus. And what we learned last Sunday is that as we submit ourselves to the work of the Spirit in our lives, He starts to shape us and transform us and make us more into the image of Jesus, which is basically the vision statement in the life of our church. We want to be with Jesus, become like Jesus, and do the things that Jesus did. As we are with Jesus and spend time with Him, over time, by the Spirit's transforming work in our lives, we start to become like Jesus, meaning we start to, take on His characteristics in our lives. And the fruit of the Spirit is describing some of the virtues, the character of Jesus that is, or should be, evident in the life of a believer. And as we have these characteristics start to shape and form in our heart and our soul, we start to be able to do the very things that Jesus did. And so what we want to do over the next week or so is take a few days and basically posture ourselves before Jesus and ask the Holy Spirit to do a work in our lives to help us to become more like Jesus. We want to focus in on this text, and what I want to do is kind of do a devotional of sorts where we take one of these virtues, these characteristics, the fruit, and each and every day go through one by one and ask ourselves some devotional, reflective questions on how we can ask the Spirit to make the character of Jesus more real in my everyday life and help us pursue Jesus as we are empowered by the Spirit. And so won't you come along with me over the next week as we journey through this text and we ask the Spirit to do a work in our lives. If you missed the preach from Sunday or any of the messages for that matter, you can go onto our website, www.westpointchurch.net, and you can watch all of our Sunday services from the last couple months, years really, and you can get the full experience of what you may have missed out on a Sunday. You can also get all of our messages on our iTunes podcast. But we look forward to journeying this week ahead with you as we posture ourselves before Jesus and see the Holy Spirit do a work in our hearts as we ask Him to make us more and more like Him.